let's talk about three of the smallest, but yeah, most confusing words in English. A, an, and the. If you've ever just stared at a sentence, totally stumped on which one to use, you are in exactly the right place. I mean, have you ever stopped to wonder about this? Why is it the United States, but then just Canada? Or we say the Himalayas, but never the Mount Everest. It feels kind of random, doesn't it? But I promise you, there's a logic to it, and we are about to crack it wide open. And you know, getting them right really, really matters. Using the wrong article can make a sentence sound a little awkward, or sometimes it can change the meaning completely. It's one of those small details that can really shake your confidence when you're speaking, but that is exactly what we're gonna fix today. And here's the good news. Most of the mistakes we all make with articles, they aren't random at all. They actually follow these really clear, predictable patterns. And once you learn to see those patterns, you can pretty much fix these mistakes for good. So how do we spot these patterns? Well, there's a simple but really powerful framework that just cuts right through all the confusion. And it all comes down to asking yourself just two little questions. That's it. Seriously, this is the whole game right here. Before you use a noun, you just pause and ask yourself two things. First, can I count it? Is it countable? And second, am I talking about a specific one? Is it specific? So first up, what's a countable noun? Well, it's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. It's something you can actually count. You know, like one book, two books, three books. It can be singular, just one, or plural, more than one. Simple enough. And then you've got uncountable nouns. These are the opposite. They're stuff you treat as just a single mass or a whole concept. So think about liquids like water, or materials like gold, or even abstract ideas like advice. You can't have two advices, right? It just sounds weird. That's an uncountable noun. Okay, now for that second question. Is it general or specific? This is so important. Think of it like this. If you say, I want a sandwich, that's general. Any old sandwich will do. But if you say, can you pass me the blue pen? That's super specific. You mean that one blue pen that we can both see. That's the whole difference. Any one versus this one. Okay, so we've got our two questions ready. Is it countable? Is it specific? Let's put them into action and see how they basically help us pick the right article every single time. All right, so when do you use a or an? The rule is actually pretty simple. You use them for any noun that is singular, countable, and not specific. For example, I need a phone charger. Let's check our questions. Is it singular? Yep. Countable? Yep. And is it specific? Nope. Any charger will work. So you use a. Now here is a rule that gets almost everybody. The choice between a and an an has nothing to do with spelling. It's all about the sound. We say a university because university starts with a yes sound, which is a consonant. And we say an hour because the H is silent, so it starts with an ow vowel sound. The big takeaway here? Always trust your ear, not your eye. So what about the? The is your go-to article for anything specific. And by specific, I mean both you, the speaker, and your listener know exactly which thing, person, or place you're talking about. It's no longer anyone, it's this one. So what makes a noun specific enough to need the? Well, here are two classic ways. First, if it's unique, there's only one, like the sun or the moon. And second, if it's the second time you're mentioning it. For example, I saw a movie. The first time, it's general, but then you say, the movie was boring. See? Now we both know which movie you mean. It's become specific. But wait, there's more. Sometimes the right article is, well, no article at all. This is what we call the zero article. And you use it when you're speaking generally about plural nouns or uncountable nouns. You're talking about all of them as a big category, not any specific ones. Just look at this super common mistake. If you say, the computers are useful tools, it sounds like you're talking about a specific group of computers, like maybe the ones here in this room. To talk about all computers in general, you just drop the and say, computers are useful tools. Much better. Here's a really simple test you can use. Just ask yourself, am I talking about everything in this category? If the answer is yes, then don't use the. So it's lions are dangerous because you mean all lions in general, not the lions are dangerous. Okay, now that you've got the main rules down, it's time to tackle those famous, tricky English exceptions, especially the ones about place names that seem to trip everyone up. Don't worry, we'll make it make sense. This table right here finally brings some order to the chaos of place names. And you know what? There's a pattern. We tend to use the for groups of things, like mountain ranges such as the Alps, or countries with plural-sounding names, like the Netherlands. But for single things, like one single mountain, Mount Everest, or one single country, Canada, we usually use no article. And just like that, we've solved our original mystery. The United States is a group name, while Canada is a single one. Aha! And how about a fun one? Band names. This might seem totally random, but the rule is actually dead simple. Just check what their official name is. It's the Beatles and the Rolling Stones because the is literally part of their name. But it's just Coldplay, just Nirvana. So no, you'd never say the Coldplay.
Okay, let's wrap this all up and bring it all home. We've gone from all those confusing little exceptions right back to one simple, clear idea.
Ultimately, no matter how weird or tricky an exception might seem, it all comes back to those two core questions. Is it countable and is it specific? If you can master asking those two questions, you can handle almost any article situation that English throws at you. So now you have the framework. You have the rules. I want you to think about it for a second. What's one article mistake that you know you make that you're going to stop making starting today? Whether it's with place names or talking about things in general or that tricky A versus and rule. You've got the tools now. Go use them with confidence.